Welcome back to the African Girl Story. How una dey? Okay, today we're talking about another story. Like I said, after the 30th birthday didn't work, they tried something else. They came with marriage. There are people that physically they don't know themselves, but spiritually or soul level, they know themselves very well. And when it was time for my fake marriage, my mother acted extremely funny. My mother I'm talking about is someone that will not even allow you as a daughter or son to go to the next compound or next door neighbor to take matchstick from, or even as low as salt. And they go for a broom to even sweep maybe outside our house, just as simple as this I just explained. In other words, what I'm trying to say, she does not borrow. She rather die secretly than for her to open her mouth and ask someone to borrow. She will never. That is the kind of mother I'm talking about. But when it got to my marriage, suddenly, a woman that cannot allow you to borrow went by herself to borrow, just because there is a spiritual implication attached to it if I get married before her. All these things I'm saying, to her, she was very smart in playing her funny games spiritually. But she doesn't know that there's a God that seeth the secret more than the open. My mother had gone to collect #1,000,000 so that they can quickly go and do her own traditional marriage fully, plus the one she has. Then she told my father that is the one that will pay, but she was the one that went to collect it. All my years of staying with her as a mother, I cannot count one time that my mother has gone to collect something from someone before. Never in my life. And this thing was happening when I was 31. So over 30 years, this woman has not borrowed, but she borrows for the first time. Because the spiritual must control the physical. She borrowed money and they did her okurukaka. As an Ijo girl that is from Okrika, okurukaka in my tradition is the highest traditional marriage. That was the one my mother went to do. As a religious mother that she is, the one that we know before that time, okurukaka to her might even be a sin, because how will somebody tie mat or just wear singlet and be walking on the road? She would never. But because she knew the spiritual implication of me getting married before her, she didn't mind. Please, this is deep. I'm not sharing a story to come and give you gist here, because you might be falling into the same category or situation without you knowing why things are like that. Although they've already maneuvered it in the realm of the spirit to bring the fake instead of the original, but that's not even the priority. The spiritual had already told them that it is still very wrong if I get married before her. I say in 2 or 3 weeks, a marriage such as okurukaka that people take years or months to plan was held in less than a month, because it must happen before my own happens. And I called her, Mama, you don't calm down. This is not you. Why are you so up and doing that you must get married before me? When you got married in 2009, that same year, November, Fuyo got married. Rocco got married in 2015. 3 of your children are married. I am the 4th. So why is it looking as if there is fire on the mountain? That you have to go to do what you don't do on a normal day to borrow, making sure that you get married before me. Something is not right. I said, this thing is becoming uncomfortable for me. No. Anyways, they did the marriage. And after her marriage, just for 3 days or 4 days, was mine. And on my traditional marriage day, the track road that they decorated for us to pass at the middle fell off and scattered. I looked at it, I was in my spirit, I was like, this is not right. The same way it was on the traditional marriage was the same thing that happened in the white marriage. So, in other words, this woman has been telling me right from time, any other person in the family is okay, but me, when I say some family members are your sole enemies, I no put water for mouth talk am. Because what I'm even sharing here, I've already met her before and said, Mommy, what is it that you must do before I get married? I told her what I'm telling you, but she said, Amb.Belema, leave me, abeg. Did I not leave her? I left her. But it was for a reason. In her mind, she has fulfilled the spiritual rites and still waiting till a particular time. Waiting diligently and watching me closely. And after she did that, I still overlooked. When it was time for my delivery, to give birth to my child, thank God I even lost the child. Anybody that does not have God, go hold am, look for am, hold am. When I was about giving birth, I just brought out my check booklet and sow a seed. I said, let God do his own. I would have died from there. But because of the beating, the abuse in the marriage, the child has a hole in his heart. Everything bad was inside that child because of the emotional trauma I went through and the spiritual attacks. Now, finally, after 21 days, the child died. Because the spiritual controls the physical. The woman that gave birth to the child, even if it was CS, I not push, is okay. It was CS, but I was moving. I was going to see the child for days before finally he died. And before he died, when we were going a day before he died, his flask that was putting hot water inside to also use, the moment we entered the front gate of the hospital, the flask just fell and broke into pieces. I started crying from that day. They said, it's my mindset. I said, you people don't know who you're talking to. It's not my mindset. He will not survive. You kept me for 4 days, told the doctors that I am so down because I did CS. I cannot be coming out every day. Meanwhile, my joy is for me to come out every day to see my child. But now I'm the happiest person that child died. God forbid for me to have had that kind of child with that kind of person. So when the child died, they didn't call the person that went through CS, pains. They didn't even want to let me know. But my mother and the person that they arranged spiritually to marry me were the ones communicating. How will another person carry a child for 9 months? Then another person is the one they are calling when the child died. Then the person that they are calling is giving them the go-ahead to go and bury another person's child without me seeing my child till today with my 2 naked eyes. Till today. Because in the realm of the spirit, they've already arranged it. So they are the ones planning everything. And it don't happen. First sacrifice, go, good deal. Only for me to doze off in the house. I had a trance that my child was dead. I was like, oh my God, how do I do? And it's upstairs, duplex. So for me to come down with CS, I was walking small. God just told me, have your back, enter road. I entered road. I was not even in my car because the owner of the car has gone out with the car. Someone that they call since 1 a.m. Abi 12 a.m. He left the house before 7. And still not called me. And me, I was not looking for a way out to go to the hospital around 11, 12 or early afternoon. Now, when I got there, the first thing I saw was an empty bed. Then the man was standing with those people that are wearing us blood uniform. that like the child was already in the mortuary or about to put the child in the mortuary. Even if they said about to put the child in the mortuary, I still did not set my two naked eyes on my child after he died. But my mother was reported to. We can understand this thing now. It is too deep. It is too deep. So she did the marriage, and the worst thing that came out from her mouth was, I'm talking of he had too many complications and all that. So I'm not happy saying maybe I'm born. I was like, what is going on with my life? The more I look, the less I see. But today, I'm happy that whether she got married before me, she has not been able to be successful, to achieve what she wants to achieve. In her mind, that time was after she has missed the three. This time is another chance. But it was never a chance because God moves in a mysterious ways. God's ways are not man's ways. He used the most stupid things of this world to confirm his wisdom. They can only try, but if you have God, they cannot win your God. I want you to learn from this story that family is good, but family is not everything. When all of this were happening, I was looking at it, but I don't have the understanding that I have now after I separated myself totally. As I'm talking to you, I've blocked my mother and everyone in my family for now. Till God says unblock, then I will unblock. Because the life is not mine, but it's God's own. And that is where I started breathing again. That is why I'm sharing this story. I'm sharing this story because she needed to do her own marriage to stop the main divine marriage for me. She needed to take the first sacrifice together with the person that they planned spiritually, which is that child. Whether you take them as sacrifice or not, whether you've plotted this plan for any reason, it's none of my business. My own is that I don't even wish to have a child with someone like that. When it is time, God will give me the best of all the best. So please be careful. I'm not here to sell my family. I'm here to teach you about certain things that can go on in your life because of the family you involve yourself with, all the closest people to you that are like family to you. Be careful. Don't be carried away. Please don't be carried away. I'm not here to sell my mother or my family members, but I'm here to teach you. And it became very obvious to me after I lost my dad. And that is the story I'm talking about, that I will link it to this one. I don't want to share it here because we don't have so much time again. Please learn from this story. As you begin to be inspired through my stories, there will be a way out for you. The God that showed me all this and said, go now and begin to teach others how you came out. He cannot be an author of confusion. He is God and he knows why. He knows that there are people out there. So that is why he said I should share it. So this is why I'll be wrapping it up on today's story. I hope I was able to help. I am Belema, a fierce mama, the African girl with the divine ultimate mandate.